Hey there guys, Lulu here. I hope you're having a shit day. Endwalker sucks shit. I meant Dawntrail. That get your attention, bub? Fuck yeah, it did, you little shit. Oh, there goes the monetization again. Not been monetized since the streamer highlights anyway, so fuck it. Check out my Patreon if you want to support a lizard. It helps. Please. Anyway, seriously guys, I'm not even memeing. I mean it. Let me give you 10 reasons. Shit. Wait, I don't have time for 10. Let me change that. Budget cuts. I hope you understand. Why I'm going to get Twitter canceled by the Final Fantasy community after this video. Let's say it's 10 for fucking clickbait. Don't worry. This ain't gonna be another lazy peon video. I mean, I'm an active player and have been for 11 years. I want to make clear that this isn't a review. This is just me word vomiting my opinion about the game, so it might be disjointed and all over the place. Anyway, when Dawntrail merrily skipped towards us like a drunk Lord of the Rings extra, I think I can speak for most of us, that we were excited about the fact we wouldn't have the usual depressing story, and we'd be going on some sort of a holiday adventure. But quickly, many realized it was like a Ryanair package deal holiday coupon that you got off a cereal box. Well, I do think it's interesting to look at the things that really fell flat. I'm talking about flatter than the average Final Fantasy player IQ. Anyway, give me a chance before your pantaloons get twisted. But yes, let's start out with the things this expansion did right before we dive in balls deep. Okay, let's start this shit. Dawntrail. It reminds me of that picture of that horse. You know the one? You know the one people used for Game of Thrones Season 8? Ugh, Jerry, pull up that picture of the horse. Perfect. Oh wait, wrong segment. Jerry, switch it. We'll get round to that in a bit. Let's talk about the thing that usually attracts new players and hopefully bring returning players back to the game. The graphics. I'll be quick with this one, as sadly there really isn't much to talk about here. My actual reaction to the graphics update. Okay. I mean, if you were hoping for me to have that reaction the guy had to the trailer of Star Wars, think again, motherfucker! The difference was barely noticeable. Whilst I don't think it's a bad thing to have a minimal upgrade, I do think it is extremely telling about the developer's vision going forward. It comes across to me that the developers are painfully afraid to change things. I think that could be because this game might be their cash cow. Just look at the crummy website we had for years until Asmongold complained about it. I mean, it's why we're probably still after 11 years stuck with the Scions of the 7th fricking Dawn. Can we please kill them off already? Jesus. But yeah, if Square Enix wanted to really draw people to the game, this was the opportunity they had to wow people. The trailer for Shadowbringers and Endwalker compared to Dawntrail were epic and badass, whereas Dawntrail's comes across as cheesy in my opinion. I can't imagine it would get people hyped to return. I mean, remember Shadowbringers? At the end of the trailer, that moment gave me fucking goosebumps, literally. Back to the graphics upgrade. Anyway, in my opinion, still looks like a PS3 game. I do have a lot of concern because Yoshi P said that this upgrade is supposed to last us for another 10 years. Jesus. I mean, my fucking guy, it's only just released and it looks 10 years out of date. I think it's because of an art style issue. What do you guys think? Do you think they did a good job? Or do you think they could have done more? Anyway, let's be real. Final Fantasy XIV has always shined at its endgame content with raids, alliance raids, housing, dungeons, and G-pose. But let's be real, most of the player base are filthy casuals just like me. Yeah, I'm talking to you watching this right now. Baka. So if you're like me, you're likely to try out the alliance raids and the normal raids, and maybe some savage if brave enough. So how do they fare? Sadly, the Alliance raid is not yet released, so I can't talk about that. Funnily, it has just been announced as the making of this video to come out in November. About fucking time. Although Echoes of Vana'diel, as it's called, is said to be based upon Final Fantasy XI Online, which for those of you unaware was the previous MMO which originally released in 2002 on PlayStation 2 and PC. I think it should be an interesting crossover. For me personally, I tried to play Final Fantasy XI back in the day, but I couldn't get past their god-awful website. What the fuck is this shit? And couldn't figure out how to log in. It's fucking awful. However, For the time being, we do have the Arcadian, spoiler by the way, which is a surprising change for the Raid series, set in Solution 9, a futuristic location which appears at the latter half of this expansion, is filled with a cyberpunk aesthetic and probably one of the coolest areas we have had in this game yet. It certainly has attracted interesting crowds. What the actual fuck? Anyways, the Raid series enters you into gladiatorial style battles against 3 champions each with different personalities, combat styles, and awesome soundtracks. It's fucking nuts, I tell you. I mean, listen to this. Soaking, must be soaking wet after that one. Oh Jesus, shut the fuck up, Lulu. Anyway, they really went all out here, and let's be honest, the Raid Encounter team never really disappoints, to be fair. Well, I do wonder how they'll expand on this series into the future. We'll see, I guess. Stick around because shit is going to get real now. Spriggy. I'm trying to fucking record here. Ugh, pets, am I right? The needy little shit. Anyway, don't be a bitch, lasagna. If you like Bob's or Vegana, subscribe and drop a fucking like. Otherwise, I'll expose your internet history to your mom. Yashtala. Rule 34. Interesting. Let's be real. I think most of us have searched that. Damn it, I'm an incel. Fuck it. Anyway, the moment you've all been waiting for me to cover, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. The story's bad. Not just, it's a little boring. No, it has less substance than a plastic bag. I need help with this. One moment. Gura! Unleash the reviews! Let's talk about the raging wail of an elephant in the room. Hook la fucking Mao.
Alright, y'all, so in this... Jesus! You can't be popping up on me like that. You do that too much.
Hold up. Some of you just suspend your weird-ass furry fetish for a moment. I've seen your creepy simp pictures on Twitter. Jesus, help me with this one. Where do I start? Some people love her, some too much, and others hate her. Well, I don't give a rat's ass about that. She's fucking annoying and incompetent. Anyway, where to begin? Wook Lamont was introduced to us out of nowhere in the last patch of Endwalker. After helping her defeat a boss, we did all the fucking work, by the way, which is a trend you'll see in Dawntrail. After that, she demands you help her out. So basically, she really doesn't have a good first impression. Let me ask you, would you go and help out a random stranger, go to their country and try and help them win a throne? After knowing them for 5 fucking minutes? I'd personally tell them to eat my ass. It sounds like one of those Nigerian prince money scams, let's be real. Now, I see people saying that, oh, you're just complaining that you're not the main character in this story, or you just dislike that the voice actor is trans. I swear these fucking people. I'd say, well, you can still write a good story and not be the main character. A good recent example is World of Warcraft's latest expansion, The War Within. You are not the main character, but merely a spectator and assistant to main NPCs. You journey around the world naturally getting involved with different cultures, aiding them in their conflicts. It's really well done, and this expansion has been received exceptionally well. Still with me? Good. Alright, something non-WoW players can relate to. How about Final Fantasy X? You're the bodyguard to the main character, and that game is critically acclaimed. I'm sure you guys can think of even better examples though. But wait, how about this for an analogy? What Wook Lamont feels like is a Gold Mercy main in Overwatch who has been boosted to top 500 by her DPS simp, us, and then proceeds to shout out naively about how they did it, with love and peace. On top of that, tries to offer coaching to other top 500s about how to play the game. I seriously just fucking can't with this character. I can see that there are shonen tropes here with some direct comparisons to Naruto. Now, I do love an underdog story, but at least Naruto knew everyone in his village, and his village knew him. He earned their love and support from training hard and at least having a training montage. Cha tomate. I'm not done yet. Wooglamat doesn't even know basic greetings from traders from a local village, or different races who visit the main city. She simply does not deserve to be a ruler of these people. I don't think it's the character's fault, but the writing. The writing is just plain, straight up boring, paired with the fact you often find yourself doing fetch quests and speaking to Wooglamat. It's quite funny. I posted this in frustration on Twitter whilst playing through the campaign. Are you for fucking real? Let me fight something! The reason being, I found that I was just walking from cutscene to cutscene, and the only quests I was getting were speak to Wooglamat, speak to Wooglamat, speak to Wooglamat, speak to fucking-mat. Ah, fuck this. I was losing my mind, I tell you. We do, however, see the scions popping up from time to time, and I have to admit, I wished I could leave and go with them instead, especially Estinian, who appears to be having a fucking whale of a time. It is an absolute shame that the scions have been reduced to nothing but set dressings to this story. Oh, I just remembered that there comes a point where things appear to be wrapping up story-wise. Wooglamat finally gets the throne with Koana at her side. Best character, by the way. And then, out of nowhere, like an unwelcome fart in an elevator, they throw in the old cliche. Oh, you thought it was the end, but nope. We have another new area with the real villain to show you. And guess fucking what? It was Darth Jar Jar Binks all along, who summoned a secret empire with Sphene, a rehashed budget Emet-Selk. Just minus the charisma. It was at that point I was sighing hard because I just wanted the story to be over. Luckily, the best part of the story was the end part where things finally picked up and there was a cool futuristic area. But wait, my joy was about to get fucking shattered with concern. Darth Jar Jar Binks somehow had a child with no mother in sight. Feels like a plot line lifted from Star Wars, if you ask me. I can't be the only one that prayed Sphene wasn't the mother. I swear I felt relief learning she was a robot. I mean, shit. They really had me for a moment there. I'm not sure if I'm alone here, but a lot of the story felt really forced and predictable. They really forced the character of Wooglamat to be the hero. Even weird things like Y'shtola contacting Wooglamat over us to give us a message despite Y'shtola not even knowing Wooglamat. It should have been me, not her! So many times during the expansion, my immersion broke because of these strange occurrences that it was straight up bizarre. At the end of it, I was glad it was finally over. It felt kind of empty. Oh yeah, before I forget. When that gospel music appeared earlier for the first time during the expansion, it completely took me out of the game with a confused,
What the fuck?
What?
Look at that.
Anyway, where was I? Ah yes, if we go back to the comparison to Naruto that is often brought up, it feels like one of those filler arcs where Naruto goes on a small adventure outside the main narrative but has zero impact on the main story. It feels exactly the same, it just didn't have any real impact. No world-changing moments that permanently shape the world going forward. I just honestly can't see where the story's going to go from here. It was supposed to be the start of a new chapter, but sadly comes off, like I said earlier, like an intermission to something better. So to answer the question, is this expansion good? It really depends what you play the expansion and patches for. If you are one of those players who plays strictly only for the story content and enjoys waiting for your package from Temu from China to arrive in real time, then this might be your form of torture. I mean, you might like it. The story for me was a 3 out of 10. I know many will disagree. It felt like this expansion was rushed and cheap. The voice acting felt very subpar, especially the main hero, Wooglamat, who had the emotional range of a deflated whoopee cushion.
Sphene, listen to me!
Prompting me for the first time in 11 years playing this game to switch to Japanese, which was immediately better. But hey, I'm just one person, and it's my opinion. The game has been losing fans quicker than Mambo No. 5's music career, which has been noticed by many big Final Fantasy content creators, especially with interest in the game. I wonder if they will go balls deep and stick with it, or do a 180 and mix things up. We shall see. Well, that wasn't too bad now, was it? Regarding the player base dropping off, I'll be diving into answering this question in my next video, so please look forward to that. As it's really interesting, it's not as simple as Dawntrail bad. I do think the developers need to mix things up a little. I believe they need to go back a little to their original vision. not to be afraid to make big, bold changes to keep things fresh and alive. I'm not talking about a new character and a new location. We get that every expansion. I'm talking about the same boldness they had when they blew up the planet with the calamity, wiped everyone's memories, and started again. Anyway, I best close this video out, otherwise I'll be banging on for fucking years. If you enjoyed the video, do drop a like, it does help, and if you didn't, well, I don't give a shit. I hope a random bird drops a drive-by turd bomb on your head. Now get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.